So, hello and welcome to Football Rant Part 2. Sorry this has taken so long to have a second part. But, I'm not surprised. Yeah, but I decided after just listening, I didn't manage to watch the match, but I listened to the radio, and after, even if I didn't listen to the bits of the radio or see the result, I decided to decide what
we're all waiting here for the action to get started and
in a good result. Why is it that Man United go out and win 2-1 against a team that have got 100% record? And remember, we drew 0-0. We lost to Tottenham 3-0 at home, which wasn't a great result, but it was a good performance. We played well, and the actual result, the scoreline did not match the actual game itself. Better finishing, a bit more, and it might have been a different story. And then you've got the other game. You've got the other team that we played today, who went out the following week and beat Tottenham. And we went out today, and you'd have expected the way that some of the fans during that game online have been talking, you'd have thought we'd lost the match, that we'd been actually outplayed, we'd been thrashed, the world had caved in.
So off we go then.
And I really don't understand how.
So Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
I don't get it. I really don't understand how you can.
I'm going to keep more of an eye on Romelu Lukaku here. He may not look the most polished centre forward, but
how you can actually sit there and straight face and say that beating a team that are unbeaten in the league after that is a bad result.
It is the sort of situation he thrives in. Toni Kroos, Isco. Gone out for a throw in.
But hey, we can't all. I think the problem is that until Man United fans get about 2 or 3 decades, most of them don't even know who the fuck Alex Ferguson was, then we're not going to get true Man United fans, because quite a few of the new fans were only fans because of Alex Ferguson's success. Most of them don't know the hardships, they don't know the times where we struggled.
Good ball through. Chance to shoot. Has a pop.
Well, we struggled to put 2 wins together, but let alone winning our league title or anything like that. And even if Man United spend another 5-6 years without winning the title, as long as we're building something or building towards something that eventually could turn out good, that's all that matters, in my opinion.
Sanchez passes it through. Lingard! Oh, terrific run to latch onto it, but the finish is all wrong.
I just don't understand it with fans at the moment, of how they can be so fickle. But I suppose they've been spoilt.
Progress is made on the ball. Where to next?
Such a long time. I suppose when you've got such a long time of winning and consistently, semi-consistently winning. Alex Ferguson always believed that results beat performance. He liked the team to play well. He didn't want the team to be under pressure. But plenty of games with Man United were 0-0 or 1-0 victories where they would score early and defend for God knows how many minutes of the match.
Bale sticks in a foot to win it back. Bale. Pogba.
I'm not a United stand channel, so I'm not playing this game to see how Man United might play better or how you perform against certain teams. I'm just playing this game for fun. Because I know there are certain channels out there that played FIFA to see if they could match Mourinho and how they could do better than Mourinho, and that's a joke. You perform to the best of your abilities, and I just don't get it. I really don't understand why Man United fans are so one-dimensional at the moment. They're an absolute disgrace, most of them.
Gets wrestled off the ball. Matic Very firm in standing his ground there. It is a tough, full contact
And
contest.
just right down the wing here.
The further he went, the more attention he attracted. There was just weight.
Up to meet it.
Oh, nice save.
He's done ever so
Anyway,
well.
yeah.
The keeper really dug out his defence then. A magnificent
I'll
effort.
keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. This is a team out against today that had, up until this point, had a 100% record. And we've literally gone
It's gone a
and
long way up
beaten
and
them.
away.
Doesn't matter how shaky the second half was.
Strike, shot a goal.
Doesn't matter if the second half was the
Good
worst
strike,
performance we've
right
ever
in
seen in
the
our
line.
lives. We won the game. 3 points.
And it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
And last time I looked, 3 points is the most important thing you can have in a football
Lacking
match.
inventiveness here. It's all broken
'Cause
down.
Playing well like we did against Tottenham and losing, how's that any better than today?
Slipping
Playing
through.
not
He's
as well as we
left
did
his
against Tottenham,
man. And the finish.
but actually winning the match.
Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
I just hope he won't let the failure to score affect him. With the ability he has, he can reproduce.
Going through. Lukaku. Lukaku delivers. Bale.
As for other results, I mean, like even today's, like we'll talk about other games. Millwall against Leeds. Millwall picking up a good point against a team that are in form at the
Yeah,
moment.
he's fouled him there.
And I can't, obviously I can talk about the result, but I can't talk about the performances, but Millwall do have a good record against Leeds. Leeds have started the season pretty well.
And the first 45 minutes are up. So both sides have drawn blanks. They have
Ooh,
toiled
0-0
at
so
times,
far in
but
this one.
it's not been a bad game by any means.
But yeah, I think
So there was the first
a lot of
half.
my videos are going to be
Ended that
exactly
first
the
half
same
in
kind of
such a
speech.
strong fashion. I think
The
we'll just have to
same
wait and see now if they can rekindle
talk
that
about
drive
how
and that
Man United
determination.
fans
It's
had
been
this
great
really
commitment.
bad
That has to be maintained in this second
record of
So they head in
Um,
no further forward. The score here still 0-0.
not giving chance. I can't understand it to some extent. Well, at least the other ones actually. Oh, actually, a minute. Yeah, let's give Fred a chance. How they don't give that opportunity. They won't give chances. Like they're automatically watch United stand. And I don't like slagging off certain channels, but I watch them, and all they're constantly doing is slagging off, trying to encourage. They're giving some credit to a player who played quite well, but then because they don't like them personally, they're encouraging people to slag them off in the comments, and it isn't fair.
Lukaku.
I mean, I agree that Sanchez isn't probably playing how I would personally like him to play, but maybe the fact that he's not a winger. He's been asked to play on the left. We'll give credit. We'll say Rashford's struggling, or Martial was struggling, because basically you've got the Martial fanboys who absolutely adore the player. But what did Martial do when he came on today? Nothing yet again. He was as ineffective as anybody on that pitch, and he has been since pre-season. He's not been effective for a long time, and I think he's quite happily using fans' excuses. You can't keep saying that Sanchez is the reason why he's playing poorly. He's playing poorly because he's basically a shite. He's not playing well. You can't slag off one player for playing badly and then claim that another player's playing badly because of someone else. Maybe Sanchez is playing badly because he's not a winger.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo! time. They really should have been made to pay.
I just hope that the players that want to play for the club, no matter who they are, what name they are the ones that stay at the club, and the ones that don't want to be at the club, basically, I mean it's nasty, but basically bugger off.
Communication and lots of contact seems to be the route.
Has a hit!
Oh yes!
Back of the net!
Lukaku!
That could turn out to be a big, big goal.
But yeah, I mean the ones that want to be there are there. The ones that don't want to play for the club, whether they're Pogba, whether they're however, Martial, whether it's this, if it's Lukaku, if Lukaku wakes up tomorrow and decides, fuck it, this isn't the move for me, then good luck to him wherever he wants to go. I really don't care. I just want I want 11 players on the pitch, or 22 players, whatever match squad night size it is, that want to wear the shirt, or ready to fight for the shirt. And one goal, people slag off Smalling wanted him sold, but in 2 games now, that's 1 goal conceded in 2 games for Smalling and Lindelof, playing as a centre-back pairing. They're only going to get better the more games they play together.
To the keeper and try something new.
So it can't be a bad thing if they stay as a centre-back pairing. I know people like Bay, but look at games Bay played. Look at the Brighton game. The positioning for Bay for the goals. The lack of awareness of where the players were around him. It's exactly the same reason why Transaby is out on loan, because when he played pre-season, a couple of goals he conceded because his positioning was bad. But we've got to give the same criticism. Well, not a lot of people are criticising Twanzebe because they like Twanzebe. But you've got to give the same criticism to players that you give. People will criticise a player that they don't like. It's not their favourite. Like Matic or Fellaini or that they don't particularly, they didn't want in the first place. They won't give any credit unless they really, really have to. And it's kind of cheap credit when they do give credit to them.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job
It's
in a nutshell.
pathetically under enhanced. I will give credit to them. We'll criticise them in the same breath as we actually. Oh, another one. That was good.
And surely that does
Yeah,
it.
but
Perfect
we'll
time,
criticise the player. Like Sanchez, like United stand today for half an hour of that match, and I turned it off because I couldn't listen to him.
Yeah, I just thought he
I like United. I used to like United stand, but they are. I think, and I don't mean it's any disrespect to Mark Goldbridge because he's probably a decent guy, maybe, but to consistently be trying to beat Arsenal Fan TV because they got loads of viewers by criticising, but at least with Arsenal Fan TV they weren't doing it to get viewers, they were doing it because things were wrong at their club. But Mark Goldbridge is trying to create, like the press do, he's trying to create drama just for viewers, just to add to his viewer count, and you can see it today. Who's to blame for the goal? Why does anyone have to be blamed for the goal? Why can't you just say it was a good goal by the other team?
Pogba, he's away. Just a kick, has a swing at it.
Pogba!
They are rampant.
But how does it have to be somebody to blame because we conceded a goal? Why can't it just be that Watford did a really good job at scoring a goal?
Exactly sure how that was going to end up then, but
it's always got to find, and he was encouraging people in the because I couldn't get one of the radio things on, so I had to listen to a little bit of United Stands just to see what the game was, and he was literally encouraging his people, anyone watching, to say who they wanted to blame for the goal, instead of just saying, well done mate, that was a good goal. Yeah.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded.
No credit. Where did Man United become this team that everybody... Maybe it's because we were winning, I didn't notice. This is a team that people were constantly going on about why they hated Man United. And now I kind of get it. I kind of understand why people hated Man United. Because I'm actually despising some of our fans, and I can understand why. The arrogance of some Man United fans when they won a match, compared to this new shite, where people are arrogantly expecting to win just because their name's Man United. And I really don't get it. Oh, nice trophy. See, I can win. I'm going to criticise Mourinho. I can win. But this is how I can criticise. No, just kidding. Anyway, but remember, this game was created, and the only reason why this match happens is because Mourinho won the Europa League. Well, he managed Man United to win the Europa League. Because you can't give credit, you've got to give credit where credit's due. If you're going to criticise Mourinho when Man United lose, you've got to praise Mourinho when Man United win. You can't just say Man United only won today because Lukaku and Smalling scored. Because then that's underlining the fact that the defence were good for most of the match. They might have fallen asleep. I really have to see the goal properly, but they might have fallen asleep. But we won 2-1, so they couldn't have been that bad. And if we'd lost the game, then we'd lost the game. You only win or lose what you deserve to win or lose, and it's all down to the players and the manager, a joint effort. It's not the manager's fault if you lose, just as much as it's not the players' fault if you lose. It's both of them. You can't praise one on one sense and not praise the other on the other sense. You've got to have a level playing field. You've got to keep it split down the middle. Because you're going to get to a point where you're not moving forward. You're just going to completely go around in circles, and it's just going to happen every 2 or 3 years. The Man United fans aren't going to be happy because they haven't won the league again. They're going to want the manager sacked, and then what you're going to do with the next one? You're going to get the manager sacked again. It doesn't matter if you get Zidane in. It doesn't matter if you get Pep Guardiola in. It doesn't matter who is managing Man United. You are going to want exactly the same thing if you do not have success automatically. And this is the biggest problem at the moment. This is why it took Man United 26 years between Sir Matt Busby and Sir Alex Ferguson to win a league title, because after Sir Matt Busby, the same mentality was there. That we have to win. It's even, it's even worse now because Man United were so good, so dominant for a long time under Ferguson. He was such an absolutely amazing manager that people don't remember a time when Man United struggled to finish in the top 3 or 4, let alone struggle to win the league. But people have to get used to it. They have to fucking suck it up and get used to the fact that we're not the same force we used to be. And I think what I'll do, actually, I think I've read it a lot. So what I'll do is I'll play this one last match, live stream it and commentate on it a little bit. I'll add little bits and pieces to it while I'm playing and that, but I think I've said enough there. I mean, good win. All I will say before this match starts is it's a very, very, very good win for Man United today against a team that were on form. Maybe the international break broke out. Maybe we'd have played Watford, and there wasn't an international break. Maybe we might have lost. But maybe doesn't matter. That team were on form. They had confidence. They were winning. They've won 4 games in a row, just like Liverpool. They've won 4 matches in a row. And I am comparing them to Liverpool because of that. They won just as many games as Liverpool had up until the start of play, until 1 o'clock today. The table doesn't lie. They made exactly the same amount of points. So all we can go with is that we continue, and I think we will. I mean, the games that we've got, young boys, we've got Wolves. We've got Derby, and they're all games that, given the right, Man United should get wins in all of them. But if we don't, we don't. You've got to give credit to the other teams. Anyway, let's have a little break from the ranting, and let's try and see if we can. I really need to work on these teams' names and chat and edit the names. So, oh shite! See, in this game, De Gea's the saviour. I think I might overrun that.
Well, the crowd aren't happy. They wanted a shot and it didn't arrive.
Oh, a ball!
Lingard plays a clever pass. Going through. Alexis Sanchez!
Oh, nearly.
That's unlucky.
That was a
Just
lovely
wouldn't
ball.
come down.
Alexis Sanchez.
Nothing wrong with playing long balls. Hey, Man United fans. Sorry. Oh, that wasn't going to do my rant.
Matic battles to win it back. Lingard.
Oh, nice tackle.
Crunching tackle. Speculative strike.
Oh, I think I might have. There must be Southampton that I'm playing.
Yeah, this has been pretty decisive, no doubt, as to who the better
We're concentrating
side is.
anyway.
Fraser. And it's Stanislas.
I have signed, obviously, in the game. If you haven't watched the first part, and I didn't explain it too much because I was talking about other things, that I have signed Trippier, Maguire.
Lukaku
goes for goal.
Oh, lovely finish.
Goal.
Martial. That's what Martial's doing in real life.
are really
Anyway,
pouncing on any straight passes in midfield. We're talking
Martial can play on the right more regularly,
It's
play more
counter-attacking
games.
heaven.
Great cross from Lukaku, which is not unusual for him in real life. So
Manchester break the deadlock.
Well, just listen to the reaction. I think you can hear the approval from the support all around the stadium.
Whistle's gone, that's a foul.
how's that a foul, you dumbass? I know I was going to commentate, but I've just. You ain't got a Scooby, mate. What are you doing?
Ibe. Now it's King. Danger averted.
No.
Play for a throw.
At least I can sign a lot. No.
Shaw goes looking. He's got away. Lingard. And the ball's come out. Belts
Pogba.
one. Manchester in it back again. Has a hit.
Oh.
Finish in the end.
Martial. I just want to see more of him in like real football from Pogba, just going for it, really just kind of like putting everything behind, having the honour. I don't know whether he feels like
He's just given it straight
he would
back.
never have signed. I know there's no way that he'd ever have signed back from Man United if Ferguson was still in charge.
Gosling.
There really is a given that there's no way that he would have been at the club.
Make it 1-0.
Because it's just an absolute snake. I don't think Ferguson would sign many players that have that arse clown as an agent. Because that's the biggest problem with Pogba. It's not Pogba as a sense. It's that idiot. He's got such a close friendship with that moron that's his agent. And he's constantly unsettling him. Like trying to sell him to Barcelona or sell him wherever, and good luck if he wants. I've always said the same thing. I don't care who the player is if they want to leave. I was never happy that Beckham was sold, and Beckham never wanted to leave. So why would I give a shit if a player doesn't want to play for my club? Oh, Lukaku!
2 up and threatening to pull clear.
But yeah, why would I give a shit if a player doesn't want to be at my club if I didn't care if the player that I liked left? We've lost, as I keep saying to Man United fans and people, that we've lost better players. There have been so many top-class players for Man United's stores, like Roy Keane, and yeah, some didn't leave because they were sold, but let's just remember, I mean, Diego Forlan, how bad was Diego Forlan as a player? But he gets his name sung because of 2 goals against Liverpool. But that's the art of that rivalry between the two clubs. But you look at what basically was the final straw. Forlan was never sold by Man United because Forlan struggled as a goal scorer in the Premier League, even though he did. He was sold because one game. He was told by Ferguson, don't wear long studs because you'll slip. And he went and ignored Ferguson. He went out first half, had a good chance to score, slipped because of the conditions. Half time he tried to sneak a different pair of boots on to make it look like he'd listened to the manager, and Ferguson caught him changing his boots. So it was pretty much finished then. That was the beginning of the end for him, and it seems like a really silly reason why. But Ferguson knew if you've got a player who's not going to listen to you with something as simple as a pair of boots, then he's not going to listen to you when it comes to something serious in the match. And you know the level of player if that player ignores you completely. Ferguson gave that bloke, that was one mistake, gave him one chance, that was it, done. But with Mourinho's given players that have let him down plenty of opportunities, and these fans don't seem to realise that. It's like this new thing that gets on my nerves, this parking the bus crap. It's only parking the bus when Man United do it. It's not parking the bus when any other team plays defensively. It's not parking the fucking bus. It's called defensive tactics.
Good challenge, he just stood firm.
And if people don't like it, and Man United fans that use the term parking the bus are an absolute disgrace. You should go and support someone else. Go and support Leeds if you want to say you want to use it, because you're using a term that's been created to insult Man United. So why would you be using that if you're a Man United fan? It's not parking the bus to defend, because Ferguson did it. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, and I probably mentioned it in every video when I rant about this. It's one of the things that I really fucking despise. That
now it's King.
Ferguson, Deportivo, when Deportivo were on top, were really a good side. Wouldn't believe that now. But we scored an early goal. We defended for 85, 87, 88 maybe minutes. Lost the game 2-1. Because we defended. But not once did anybody use the term park the bus during that whole game. Oh no, we lost. Yeah, we lost. I think it was 2-1 we lost, or it was 2-0 we lost in the end. But they spent the whole game defending to try and get a point or 3 points. But nobody criticised Sir Alex Ferguson, nobody nobody said anything other than, oh, good performance, a shame in the end that we just fell asleep. It can happen in games. The best defenders in the fucking planet. Look at David Moyes. You're criticising David Moyes, but no one's criticising the fact that Rio Ferdinand and Vidic were, yeah, they are ended their careers at that point, but they were pretty piss poor that season, defensively. They weren't the same players that Ferguson had. And you can blame the manager's tactics, but tactics are not. You don't become bad defenders. You don't become two defenders. Age caught up with our team. The problem is that Ferguson had a very, very good side, but they were an ageing side. David Moyes inherited a very, very ageing side. Ryan Giggs past 35. Paul Scholes retired. Vidic and Ferdinand both in there near close to their mid-30s. Patrice Evra close to his mid-30s. A converted right back in Valencia is still at the club. He didn't stand a chance. That's the thing. Is I'm not saying David Moyes wasn't the right man for the job. He never was. He didn't have. He tried to run the place. I don't think he. It was he should have. I don't think he realised how big the job was. And I don't blame him for it. He's not going to turn it down. But it kind of fucked up his career. He was well. I don't even know if he was well respected, but I don't think people realise that he's not changed as a manager. since he left Everton. He's still the same manager. I think it's just the fact that he was given so much time at Everton. I had one good season, one bad season, one good season, one bad season, one good season, one bad season, and I think it got masked because he was quite happy to work under the shoestring budget conditions and things like that. And I don't blame Moyes. I wish Moyes every single bit of luck for whatever he decides to do in the future, because it wasn't. I don't blame David Moyes. If the stories are true, I blame Alex Ferguson for picking him.
So Jim, how do you reflect on
Or I blame the
what
ball
we've
for appointing him.
Set out
That's all
to
you
get
can do.
things off to a winning start, and they've done it. There's plenty to tweak, but a win's a win.
But
Well, that's it for today. Thank you, Jim, and goodbye.
but you've got to remember, even with that, is that under Sir Alex, Man United struggled for a good 4 or 5 years to win anything. He was given time, he was given patience, and what happened? He ended up winning the league and ended up being an absolute legend at the club. So all I will say at the moment, and thank you very much for listening to my rant, and goodbye, enjoy yourself.